Ladies and gentlemen, this is Petey from SupplementReviews.com bringing you the latest and greatest, maybe not greatest, but most current in the video reviews for a hot product just got released, I believe, on the 5th of January. The new, after, and the pre. This time we're going to be talking about the hot product from iSatori, specifically the Pre Gro. Alright, this one has been on the radar for quite some time, both in hype and of course with execution. So what we got here is we're going to take a look at what makes it up, what makes it special, what has all been put into it, and of course if it delivers, which is the key point. So diving on in here, this one's been talked about for quite some time. As you know, their flagship product over the span of the last, I believe, 2 years has been Grow. So, kind of continuing on that, this is called Pre Gro as well as a Hyper Grow, which is our post, which will be reviewed at a later date. We're going to take a look at their latest entry into a pre-workout. Before, they only had Power, their former pre-workout product, and I'm not sure if this is going to serve as a replacement completely or maybe a more performance blend, but regardless, let's take a look here. So if we look at the very front of the container here, it has, of course, the basic facts. This is per 2 scoops, all right? So it says 30 servings per container. In reality, it's going to be 15. You're going to want to take 2 scoops, and just from my recommendation with this, okay? So do keep that in mind. It will be 15 workouts worth, or 15 servings, rather than a true 30. So with that being said, I think it gets more than made up for, but I'll tell you why. So starting with here, it's going to say fortified with BioGrow. Putting the BioGrow, of course, in multiple things because it's been a success. It works, and of course, there's some good science behind it. So kind of growing on that, like why not make a pre-workout that also includes this ingredient, which a lot of people will do anyway in a pre-workout formulation. So 3 grams of BioGrow per 2 scoop serving. Over here, looking at this, 3 grams of Hydromax. We'll talk about each ingredient specifically and, of course, ingredient profile. 3 grams of creatine, 2 grams of citrulline malate, 2 grams of carnosine, and 750 milligrams of nitrosygine, which is an exciting new product as well. Very pumped to talk about that. So looking at this, muscle building pre-workout igniter for muscle, power, energy, plasma vol pump. All right, they got 2 containers of this. Went through it pretty quickly. For, of course, 30 servings, because for me, like I said, 15 servings or 15 uses per tub, 2 scoops a piece here. The Cherry Limeade Rush. So, first off, taste and mixability. I actually have an extra tub of this sitting around, so I can show you what I'm talking about here. First and foremost, just the nature of the ingredients here. This stuff is going to be very clumpy. If you're familiar with Noxygen from Purist Labs, this is the nature of it. It is going to be a little bit sticky. Is that one word to put it in? So take a look at here, like the tub. It's going to kind of, it looks like kind of wet sand, I guess that's one way to describe it. So that's completely normal, even though it has, of course, the climate control card inside the containers. It is going to be sticky, so my recommendation is to thoroughly mix it, whether it be a fork, shake it up real good before each use here. Okay, so make sure the ingredients are dispersed. There's nothing wrong with the product. It's not moisture. It's just the nature of the ingredients, and I'll explain that in a second here. So once it's in the water, once it's mixed, it's kind of a pain in that aspect, which is, of course, a downside to some ingredients. It's perfectly fine. I have the Cherry Limeade Rush. It kind of reminds me of kind of cough drops, like cherry cough drops and limeade, just because the smell of it especially. Other than that, it's pretty pleasant to drink. It's lightly flavored. It mixes well. It's got a slightly unique consistency to the actual mix. It's like smooth, but at the same time, it's just the nature of the ingredients, specifically the Hydromax in this. So it's like kind of slightly different than most pre's. It mixes a little like slightly differently, but nice, smooth, no mixability issues. Just like it's like based on the ingredients themselves. So I have no issue with that. The clumping's natural, so it may seem funky, maybe a little bit inconvenient, but other than that, there's really no complaints. Taste is fine. Doesn't go above and beyond, but it's a pretty average rating here. We're going to give it an 8.7. Okay, mainly because it's not based on it being a flavored pre-workout. There's a lot of stuff in here, so it tastes good for what it is, and the ingredients mix pretty well, especially considering what's all in it. So now, this is actually, to me, the most exciting part about this product. This is a Cadillac of pre-workout supplements when you look at some of the ingredients in here. Very revolutionary, very cool in terms of what we all got here. So we're going to break this down pretty thoroughly. Starting first and foremost, per 2 scoops here, like I said, now you can buy with the 1 scoop here. you're going to have basically 4 grams of carbohydrates, and basically that's going to be coming not from sugars, but specifically sugar alcohols, which I'll get to in a second. With vitamin B3, B6, yada yada. Okay, cool. So a little vitamins added in there, not significant amounts. Means like 150 and 200%. That's pretty normal for pre-workout for the energy factors. Now, the important part, advanced muscle building complex. First and foremost, the Cadillac in this product here, you're going to be rocking an 8 grams total here for the muscle building complex in the blend here. However, even within the blend, they break down exactly what consists of it. So it's not proprietary, which is nice. Okay, first and foremost, a BioGrow, biopeptides. Per 2 scoops, you're getting 3 grams of that. So that's a good serving size, okay? It even says where they're extracted from, protein-rich peptides, growth factors, immunoglobulins, lactoferrin, and fibroblast GF, okay? So per 2 scoops, got 3 grams standard BioGrow dosing in there. If you're supplementing with BioGrow or the individual product, or else using their HyperGrow post, you're going to get a hefty dose of those bioactive peptides. Good stuff. Try them if you haven't. Some good emerging research on them. And I quite enjoy them. Next up, creatine monohydrate. Kind of hard to go wrong here. You're getting 2 grams per serving. Creatine's in a lot of things. 2 grams is a good amount. Sticking with the classic creatine monohydrate, the most thoroughly researched creatine of all time in terms of sports supplementation. Tried, true, classic. And it's really hard to go wrong there. Specifically with this one, I guess that's the one thing that they didn't, I guess, go all out on a lot of times in products these days. Creatine monohydrate will use Creapure branded creatine monohydrate. However, it's pretty hard to mess up creatine mono, and it works perfectly fine. It's 2 grams of creatine. Okay, so once again, I love the inclusion there. This is definitely a performance blend. The beta-alanine, in this case, is specifically the high-end version, carnosine. Looking at this, you're getting 2 grams in there. The clinically validated dose is 3.2 grams. However, that's more than enough at 2 grams in here, as you're getting beta-alanine in everything these days. I would be hard-pressed to find a product that doesn't have beta-alanine as is. So it's slightly underdosed, in all honesty, at 2 grams compared to 3.2, so that is a note on here, okay? Creatine HCl, so you're not getting just straight up creatine mono, you're getting some creatine hydrochloride in here, which is going to be the rapidly absorbed and, of course, a more pump volumizing creatine compared to the monohydrate in a shorter fashion, providing that fast-tracking ATP and, of course, giving you muscle performance, a muscle building blend. That is in here at 1 gram per 2 scoop servings. So total, you do have 3 grams of creatine. That's a good amount. The BioGrow's in there for the peptides, had a good amount. Beta-alanine slightly underdosed, but like I said, it's not a huge deal. You're still going to get the lactic acid buffering benefits out of it in a Cadillac of course, the beta-alanine blends being carnosine. Moving on from there, the plasma expansion matrix. This is actually really exciting to me because you got 5.78 grams per 2 scoop serving here. Taking a look at this, starting with the Hydromax, which is glycerol powder, 65%. You're getting 3 grams of that. That may sound familiar, or it may not. However, I guess the best way to describe this is if you're familiar at all with Pure Slabs and oxygen, the main ingredient is the Hydromax. What that is, it is a high-end glycerol powder, which is similar to GPLC or classic glycerol, which traditionally by nature is not as bioavailable, rapidly breaks down, and does not reach optimal blood plasma levels, therefore making it not a very effective supplement. However, the Hydromax, which is the, once again, updated and new and awesome version of a previous product and just plain straight up glycerol, is that they've solved a lot of the issues with it in terms of mixability, making it more stable, both pH-wise as well as plasma-wise in the bloodstream, and making it more effective, up to 95% so last time I checked in terms of research studies, which is awesome. So they've improved upon a good product before, making it even more effective at lower dosages, which previous products have had issues with. It's a concept that, like I said, Purist Labs uses in Oxygen, adding, of course, our powder to other people's products and Pre's, making it a versatile one. In this case, it's used as a primary pump ingredient for the plasma effects. What it does is it's going to draw water into the muscle cell, giving you nice muscle swelling, and, of course, that pump. Okay, there's a lot of really good research on this. I'm a nerd. I'm fascinated with PubMed, the NSCA journals, all that good stuff. There's a lot of good documentation about Hydromax. I believe it's actually a Glanbia derived product. I believe it's off the top of my head, Glanbia is the company, the trademark on this. So once again, that is one, I guess, like the high-end ingredients in here. Citrulline malate, of course, is in here. It's in a lot of products, of course, volumizing effects as well. It's in a lot of amino acids, classic, tried and true, 2 grams here, standard dose. Next up is, of course, a very exciting product that I've actually got to talk quite in depth with one of the main developers, formerly with iSatori. I guess we won't disclose that in terms of there, but however, it is from a private company in there, nitroglycine. And what that is, it is a arginine silicate blend. So what it does is it's going to be providing the benefits of traditional arginine in a more stable form and also have a longer half-life. So it's going to have the benefits of increasing nitric oxide production, blood flow, muscle pumps, all these good things for both a fast-acting as well as sustained muscle pump, as well as, of course, increasing vasodilation. So it is not only giving you arginine for blood flow along with the Hydromax complementing each other in here, but it's giving you a Cadillac version of a brand new product. I literally haven't seen this in anything else yet, aside from straight-up stick packs of the nitroglycine from the company itself. I've tried it in different pre-workouts, so I know that it is something that works on its own. I even, of course, manned up and did straight up nitroglycine without stimulants just to see the effect of it, and it is an effective product that I like. Sometimes the new ingredient kind of have to all right, let's try it out without the stims and everything else to make sure it's not A covering up for B, and it does work. I'm excited, and I'm hoping to see this in a lot more things. It's a worthwhile ingredient, so it's going to be something you're going to see popping up in a lot of things, the nitroglycine. It's basically arginine silicate, and it's going to be, of course, in a lot of things very soon. Slightly lower dose than what the individual stick packets were. However, with this and 2 scoops per serving here, it worked perfectly fine for me, and it works synergistically with the other ingredients. That's good stuff. Okay, next up here, we've got the estrogen, which has been a ingredient in a lot of other things. Off the top of my head, I know it's in the but the amino acid product from Ronnie Coleman Signature Series. There are aminos in there. It's been in a few other, let me see, intra-workouts. Off the top of my head, I can't remember. That's the first and foremost one that comes to my mind is that product right there. What that's going to do is it's basically a root extract that's going to be increasing endurance. There's some good research emerging on it as well. And it is, of course, in here in a pretty good amount at 24 milligrams. It doesn't take a lot. What it basically does is it makes things more bioavailable in the gut in terms of absorption, and of course increases the efficacy and of course effectiveness of other ingredients, so it's complementary as well as increasing endurance on its own. So overall, the Plasma Plasma Expansion Matrix, this is definitely an awesome muscle building as well as volumizing blend so far. Okay, my main issue with this product is the Core Focus blend. It promises intense focus / power and energy with this. This is my only thing I thought was lacking, but then again, it depends what you're after. If you're after stick pumps, volumizing effects, and performance, this product is very hard to beat. However, if you're looking for a flat-out stimulant blend, I'll be honest here, I was not blown away. But then again, different stim blends affect people differently. This one was a little bit of a miss for me. However, we'll cover that more in effectiveness. So looking first and foremost, per 2 scoops, you're getting a hefty 350 milligrams of caffeine and hydrous in here. Getting some grapeseed extract, of course, to make everything more effective in there, 180 milligrams. You're getting a little schisandra extract, about 80 milligrams for 2 scoops, and you're even rounding it out with a little bit of hornidine HCl or hydrochloride at 24 milligrams. Okay, so the energy blend in there is a little bit basic for my taste. I'd like to see some additional ingredients like picotropin, some nootropic factors, to further increase, I guess, how much this stuff kicks. Honestly, to me, that's the only, I guess, downside in my opinion. But then again, it depends what you're looking for in a pre-workout, your stimulant tolerance in terms of that. So with that being said, before we move to effectiveness, which I'm just itching to get to in terms of this, the ingredient profile, it just jumps off of the ingredient facts here. It is well put together. Everything is dosed at a very good amount. There's some very novel products. You're getting bioactive peptides. You're getting the brand new arginine silicate in a trademarked brand. You're getting the high-end beta-alanine from carnosine, so they didn't cut corners there. You're getting the, like I said, the nitroglycine arginine silicate in there. You're getting the Hydromax, which is going to be the updated glycerol, and it works very well in terms of plasma effects. In terms of the muscle-building ingredients here, the creatines and the bioactive peptides, all those good things, they're dosed at correct levels, so you're not going to have any issues there. And even they got classic citrulline malate in there, 2 grams, as one of the most tried and true. The thing that is lacking, honestly, it isn't even that low. It's just a matter of, I said, I don't really respond to straight-up caffeine these days just because my stimulant tolerance is pretty high, and also, there's different factors there we'll cover in a second, but to me, the stimulant blend isn't super exciting, but it is basic and it is thorough. So, with that being said, the only downside, personally, in terms of that is the stimulant blend, but the rest of the ingredient profile is phenomenal. Okay, it does suck that you have to use 2 scoops to get the doses in there, so honestly, I'd rather prefer just a bigger scoop and a bigger container, but then again, that would make the price point of this product go up, because this is not a cheap product to make. They do not cut corners here, so you pay accordingly, which is good. So you're getting what you pay for, which is a good fact, and the ingredient profile overall, on paper, it crushes it. Okay, it's going to be sitting in there at a 9.6 out of 10. They thought of a lot of things. It's very novel. It's very unique. A lot of thought went to development here, and no corners were cut in production. Now, with that being said, we're going to move on to effectiveness. So, we're going to base it on basically two different things here. In terms of endurance, pumps, vascularity, and of course, I guess overall muscle performance at the gym, aside from the mental effect or intensity effect here, this stuff performs very well. I was very pleased with it. The pumps were very good. They were long lasting. They hit pretty quickly. Vascularity's up. Of course, that's going to depend on individual factors, how much glycogen you have in your system, your body fat, of course, what type of training you're doing, so it's hypertrophy versus power training. However, in a bunch of different aspects there, it had great performance. The volumizing effects were nice, especially with a more of a hypertrophy type workout, especially the higher carb days, you're going to swell up, definitely for sure. And of course, being in a contest prep, it's going to add the extra bit of vascularity there, nice little bit of fullness, and it's a fun product in terms of that. Performance-wise, it crushes it. The downside to me is, it sucks. One, okay, cutting carbs can be a factor. Just being 2-a-day sessions at the gym, one, training, getting the second cardio session in, depending on your descent plan, overall calories, how worn down you are, can all play effect in there. Or even on days where I use it where I'll be a little bit fresher. To me, this isn't the hardest hitting in terms of feel pre-workout for stimulant-wise, so I was disappointed there. Honestly, I'd have to mix something else with it, such as a thermo or like a little bit of a stim-based pre-workout. Don't start mixing stims, kids, okay? It's not a good idea, but I did it anyway because YOLO, even though I hate that term. Please don't use YOLO. I don't know why I did. Now I'm disappointed in myself. Ruined the review. Anyway, you might need to add some stimulants of your choosing to it, in all honesty. But like I said, be careful because it does have a pretty hefty amount of caffeine, 375 milligrams. Just for me personally, is like I prefer some slightly different stimulants, but that's a personal preference. I know my stimulant tolerance well enough to get away with that there. So overall, in terms of effectiveness, in terms of performance-wise, it is phenomenal. The only downside to me was the, of course, focus and boom, get up and go with it. Based on that, it sucks. It's in the middle. If it was based on performance alone, it'd be very high. Stimulant-wise, it'd be pretty middle of the pack. So I guess combining the two into one solid score here, it does drag it down a little bit. If I didn't have the stimulant effect in there, it'd probably be about a 9.6. However, the stimulant-wise, based on that, it'd be down in about the 7s in terms of how much of a kick gives me, which is little to none. So I'm going to have to meet in a happy medium because obviously it can be easily fixed with a little extra stimulant blend in there. It's still going to get a solid 9.3, which is nothing that is going to upset anybody. And honestly, with the performance and the way this stuff makes you get pumped and have vascularity and, of course, improve your workouts performance-wise, it more than makes up for the fact of the stimulants, which is easily fixed. So that's why I see looking with a 9.3. All right, so moving on from there, the last thing we're going to cover is value here. Okay, everything in here is well thought out. There's a lot of novel ingredients, a lot of good science behind this. There's research studies upon research studies, which is something that iSatori has always done well in terms of putting products together. They don't just randomly throw stuff in a container. There is a rhyme and a reason. I know a lot of people on staff there, coming from my roots of different strength and conditioning organizations, were formerly on their staff. So they're the research and development team. They do not mess around. They have a lot of credential in it too. And even looking at the ingredient profile, it is rhyme for reason. Nothing is hidden blends. Everything is in there. It's fully disclosed. The ingredients they use are of the high quality ones, name brand, trademark stuff, and not pixie dusted, which is good. So it is a slightly, I guess, pricey product to manufacture because of the nature of the ingredients. And also, of course, to get 15 true workouts, you're going to be needing full 2 scoops. So it does drag the value down a tiny bit. However, price weighs out because you're paying for quality. So I have no complaints here. It's going to get a 9.3 out of 10 in terms of value, of course, depending on what you're seeking. If you're a stim junkie, your sole base is like wanting something that's going to crack you out, make you want to break barbells in half. This probably isn't going to be for you. However, if you're more after like ridiculous pumps, vascularity, volumizing effects, and you can live with either adding a different stimulant to it or else you respond well to lower stimulant blends, you're going to love the stuff even more. Okay, so there is the give and take in terms of value here. It depends what you're after. I have no hesitation whatsoever to recommend this. It's something you definitely need to try because it is something special. However, for my purposes, I'm in contest prep. Like the pump stuff are nice, but I would rather have that stimulant effect get me going because it sucks. It's a mental battle, and honestly, right now, stimulants are more important to me. I can handle slightly less pumps are going to suck a bit anyway if the carbs being lower. However, one thing I can't have is dragging ass at the gym. So honestly, to me right now, stimulants are more important. Caffeine's my friend, although there's better things than caffeine, stimulant-wise. But for me, this is going to be probably something I will use again, but I'll probably be saving for when I have higher calories, or I'm not feeling as relying on a pre-workout as much to get my mental focus going. Because anybody's in contest prep knows the grind of that. All right, so value's still really good. Overall, this stuff, it did not disappoint, aside from the stimulant focus on there. Once again, I don't mean to bag on it that bad, but that's my only drawback whatsoever. Everything else about this product is killer. The performance in terms of endurance, pumps, recovery even, is good. So I have no complaints there. Only downside, like I said, is going to be the stim blend to it. So overall, it's going to get a very, very, very solid 9.4 out of 10. Okay, so overall, that is my review for Pre Gro from iSatori, the new novel product, pre-workout wise. A lot of great science behind this. Taste mixability is fine. It's going to mix perfectly well. All the ingredients are just fascinating to read about. So if you want to check out the ingredients for yourself, Google Hydromax, okay? Google estrogen, or not estrogen, nitroglycine, okay? End of a long day here. Check out the arginine silicate. It's pretty cool. There's a lot of promising stuff on there. Of course, carnitine, beta-alanine is second to basically only creatine these days in terms of lactic acid buffering and performance increases. So everything in here has a rhyme and a reason. It's well put together. Everything's dosed correctly. And, of course, I think this would be something that's very well worth checking out. All right, kids. This has been Petey from SupplementReviews.com, giving you a very thorough breakdown of an exciting new pre-workout, Pre Gro, from iSatori. Keep it real, check out the videos, be always on the lookout for the latest and greatest from SupplementReviews.com, and as always, thanks for watching. This has been Petey. Good night.